Hello and welcome to Highly Questionable. This man, what'd you say on television yesterday about that Heat game, Poppy?
Oh, that's right. We stopped the magic carpet, right, buddy? Right. I'm the only analyst in ESPN that give you the analysis before the game, not after the game. After the game, anyone can do it.
Wow, a very aggressive beginning to the show. What do you like on the show today?
There's no time for that. He already talked for too long.
Dale, Poppy.
Is Rooney making a mistake by publicizing the possibility of trading Antonio Brown?
He is the Steelers owner, but beyond that, he's sort of a football name in every way. And of course, he would do it the old-fashioned way. He would go to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. That's a newspaper for those of you who are no longer reading those. And he would say that he cannot envision a scenario where Antonio Brown is there. And I don't really care whether they get less for him. I find it fascinating that this old-school owner just told everybody, you will not nuke our season no matter how good you are. That's not something we will have. And now he'll take the calls and everyone will know that Antonio Brown is available. And if they get the right offer, he will then trade him because the Rooneys like to put their names on things.
What is a newspaper, Dad? I think you're going to have to explain a little bit more.
How did it get here? Someone threw it in my bushes? That's how I got that information? Really? In the modern age? What is a newspaper?
I don't know if Art Rooney, however, is actually telling us anything we don't already know. We know it's a difficult situation with Antonio Brown, and it's interesting to me with Antonio Brown. It's different than the Le'Veon Bell contract situation. Antonio Brown is just over it. He's 31 years old going into next year. He doesn't have that much life left in his legs, and he's working with a great quarterback, but they continue to underachieve. So what Art Rooney is telling us, hey, I'm going to talk to these team leaders, and we're going to decide if Antonio Brown is still going to be on these teams. Who are these team leaders if it's not Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger? And what are they going to say? No, get that guy out of town. We need more stability in the locker room, but we need to be worse on the football field. I'm not sure what they are going to do, but if they do trade Antonio Brown, they better get a lot back for that guy.
Do we have to talk about this guy every day?
I mean, he's all right about this.
Le'Veon Bell.
He's on The Masked Singer. He's on Facebook every day.
Season's over for him.
Every day. It's
Every time
basketball
somebody
season.
leaves the Steelers, you know, got to talk about
I know,
that
for like a
weeks
month.
and weeks and weeks, you know.
Rooney, trade him already.
What does the Bengals plan to hire Zach Taylor say about the NFL?
This is a weird thing, right? Because the NFL has rapidly gone from all these recycled morning wigs and munchaks to hiring the same guy in every city across the United States where they need quarterback help. Just get someone who's got an idea of what Sean McVay has done with Jared Goff, and the lack of creativity across this sport that alleges leadership and wants you to believe there's merit in the way they pick players and the way they teach them. They're all doing the same thing. Someone's found an innovation. His name is Sean McVay. And so we're in a position where this 35-year-old guy, none of us know, looks like all the other leaders across the sport as we're getting rid of all the Wade Phillipses of the world.
Would you rather continue with all the Wade Phillips and the Mike Munchaks and the Jeff Fisher rumors, or would you rather have some new blood in the league? Last year, the average age of the NFL coaches was 51 years old, which is younger than the year before. It seems to be trending younger. And that's fine. I'm all in favor of getting the head coaches to be more representative of the players, although the race thing is still a huge issue. But really in Cincinnati, do they care who their head coach is if they don't just try to move on from Andy Dalton? I mean, he seems as tired as Marvin Lewis at this point. So I don't know if Zach Taylor's going to come in and make Andy Dalton anything better, but does anybody believe that that can happen? So Cincinnati Bengals fans are probably sort of subdued in their excitement.
I think if you're Cincinnati and you've shown over the years, everyone else is running a team that's trying to win, and you've been running a business because you kept Marvin Lewis and Andy Dalton in charge while going 0-7 in the playoffs. If you actually cared about winning in a meaningful way, you would have sent Andy Dalton away in the same sort of hot air balloon that you sent Marvin Lewis in at the end, because he got renewed about 4 or 5 times more than he should have been.
The Dolphins are going to hire somebody that went to summer camp with Sean McVay. You watch.
Yes.
You watch. That's right.
And the team will win 12 games next year.
And then, though, the next coach is they're going to go get him like kindergarten teammates in some sort of romper room situation.
If the Rams lose to the Cowboys, would the enthusiasm for Sean McVay wane?
Didn't you just see our enthusiasm for Sean McVay? Everyone in the league is trying to hire the next Sean McVay. They can lose a game in a single game sample size. Anyone in the NFL can lose this weekend. But the entire Sean McVay phenomenon is based on only one thing. You can see all that creativity and you can see all that space and you can think that he's a genius because you don't understand football the way that he does, and nobody at this table or many people in the media understand football the way that guy does. However, Jared Goff, that is his solution to everything. He made Jared Goff matter. And do you trust Jared Goff in a football team against a team with a very good defense. I don't know if I do, but if he loses this weekend, it'll be part of the unraveling of a system quarterback that he made around his system.
I really hope the enthusiasm for Sean McVay doesn't wane, because there's probably going to be a bunch of organizations firing head coaches that they just hired in the past few weeks. But it would be funny with this game. You're getting Todd Gurley back. You're getting him an extra week of rest after being injured. And you've got, obviously, Ezekiel Elliott on the other side. This could turn into a running contest. It could be a low-scoring game. That's what gives the Cowboys the best chance of doing it. And that Rams rush defense has not been great. So Ezekiel Elliott could have a great game. That would be funny if it's low-scoring and rusher against rusher. And Sean McVay's like, maybe I'm not that much of a genius. But he desperately needs a playoff win, because he'll be 0-2 at this point if he loses. And so then the question marks might arise.
You know, if the Cowboys win, everyone is going to try to hire the next Jason Garrett. You bet your bottom dollar on that one. Do the Patriots feel more vulnerable to you this year?
Vulnerable is a funny one for him because it's in Spanish and you say it differently, and he's doing this show in his second language. Say it again.
Vulnerable.
You see what happens there? There's a little bit of a hiccup there. Yes, I'm not the best person to ask here because I've been predicting doom for Tom Brady for about 5 years, and I think he's won 7 championships in that time. So I've been writing off the Patriots, but this seems like a weak team. They can't win on the road, and I believe the team that's going to visit them this time, even though you might not believe in Phillip Rivers, is more balanced than they are. This is exactly the kind of season the Patriots had to have for me not to trust them, because they have looked vulnerable when they go on the road, and the team they're playing here is better than the Jacksonville and the Mariota that were going through there last year.
I honestly just don't think you're allowed to answer this question even yet, Dan. I know they look vulnerable, but you've got a Phillip Rivers coming in 0-7 against Tom Brady, and I understand that defensive coordinator Gus Bradley did amazing things against the Ravens. 7 DBs looked genius, but what is the 7 DB answer against Tom Brady at home with an extra week to prepare? It does seem that he's more vulnerable, if only he's because of the fact he's facing Phillip Rivers and possibly Andrew Luck or Patrick Mahomes in the next round if he gets there, as opposed to the couple of quarterbacks that he faced last year. But if you look at the regular season schedule, they've beaten the Colts and the Chiefs this year. So I'm not sure if it's fair to say that Tom Brady looks vulnerable this year. I don't think we can say it until he finally loses.
On Monday, Tricky Nicky went down. And on Sunday, Belly going down.
It's Belichick.
That's right.
It's not Belicheat. I think that's what it sounded like.
That's it. It will be the best week of football for me. When
kind of petered out. Whatever was stirring inside him turned from passion into indigestion of some sort.
I can
No, we're done, Poppy. No, you can't do it again. We're done.
Who is the more dangerous QB tomorrow, Patrick Mahomes or Andrew Luck?
We obsess with the quarterbacks. The name is not Mahomes. That's turds in Spanish. It's Mahomes. He's thrown 50 touchdowns this season, but I really don't think this game is about the quarterbacks, although Mahomes can lose you one if he starts getting reckless with the football in a way Andrew Luck doesn't. I think it's running game. The Colts were able to manhandle the Texans along the line. Texans, 3 yards a carry is all they allowed. The Chiefs allowed 5 yards a carry. If you want to beat the Chiefs outdoors against Andy Reid, keep the ball away from Mahomes, hold it for 40 minutes. That's the way you beat them.
This is probably the most difficult question ever asked on this show. I cannot decide which one is going to be the bigger weapon in that game tomorrow. Since week 4, the Colts have scored 31 points a game if you take out that goose egg against the Jags, which didn't really make much sense. Okay, so you know they can score against anybody. It doesn't matter that it's at Kansas City. Of course, the Chiefs has that porous defense. They could probably put up 50 in that game. But man, I have full confidence that Patrick Mahomes can carry that team out and score 55 and still beat them, with Tyreek Hill getting all those yards after catch and Travis Kelce getting all those yards after catch. He just needs to get the ball out of his hands and not in the Colts players' hands, and that offense of the Chiefs could give you a half 100 right there. So I don't know. I can't answer the question, Dan. I'm sorry.
Wow, that is not... Can we get someone else in here who can?
Oh, I have a prediction.
What's that? Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I was kind of nodding off there. We got to get excited. Oh, what's the prediction, Poppy?
Are you ready?
Really, Poppy?
Ready.
Yes,
Are you
we're
ready?
ready. Yes, we're ready, Poppy.
Real ready.
Hang on. Okay, now I'm ready.
No, I'm not ready.
Ready.
No, I'm not ready.
Huh? You're not ready? I'm ready to make a prediction.
I'm not ready now.
Are you sure?
I'm not ready now.
I'm ready.
You don't sound ready.
I'm not ready.
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
You're not ready.
That's what I do, making predictions.
Right. Yeah,
The winner is going to win.
No, nobody cares anymore. Go to commercial.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Oh, okay. George Russell. Here he is.
What exactly is Mr. Russell doing here?
He's training, hitting curves at a high rate of speed, so he has strong neck muscles.
He looks like he's trying to hold in explosive diarrhea.
What about this guy behind him? Look at that back there.
Laxton.
Time to play the game that gets better with age. Do you question?
You give us topics and events and we question them. Oh, it's true for most of the table.
Do you question if Tariq Cohen is an elite athlete?
This is a crazy question to ask because we all know he looks faster than anyone he's playing against, and he's super tiny, and those guys don't survive in the violent league being super tiny, but he looks unbelievably athletic. Is he not at basketball?
Is that him with the ball? Yeah,
Yeah, the small guy, the 5'7" guy.
Yeah. Oh, get that out! Oh, no.
Tariq.
We have to see that again. He's trying to do too much there. What was that? I could have blocked that shot. He deserved that right there.
Right. A guy is wearing pants. A guy who was wearing pants and I think work boots. Let me hear the sound again that made. I just want to hear the sound that old pants and work boots hit Cohen. Jesus.
Are those jeans or sweatpants? What's he wearing? Tariq will never live this down for the rest of time.
Oh my God!
Oh, and he almost got dunked on too. He almost went to try to block it.
That is amazing video. Hold on, let's see that again so you guys can see. Tariq Cohen 3 different times got abused by a dude in jeans.
Well, you don't play pickup at an LA Fitness if you're a professional athlete. They're all out to get you.
Hold on. So that's just number 1. And here comes number 2. Cohen's so fast he's off your screen, but not fast enough to prevent the layup by old jeans and Dickie work boots guy.
Do you question if Formula One drivers are underrated athletes?
Poppy, how does a Formula One driver train? Do you know how they train?
Yeah, sure, on their seats.
On their seats. Yeah, I suppose that's an accurate answer to the question.
How are they going to train?
No, on their seats, yes. Let's check in with a Formula One driver whose name eludes me right now.
Well, okay.
George Russell. Here he is.
What exactly is Mr. Russell doing here?
He's training, hitting curves at a high rate of speed, so he has strong neck muscles.
He looks like he's trying to hold in explosive diarrhea.
What about this guy behind him? Look at that back there, beardless Andrew Luck staring in judgment. I want you guys to watch this camera of this guy in the background. You get fixated on the guy in the front who looks like he's had a terrible accident. Look at the guy in the back saying, "What's this clown doing?"
That is not my kind of workout. This is the one I
Is this
love.
Spurrier?
That's
Is
right.
this Spurrier? There it is.
All right.
I knew it. I'm
That's my
on
guy.
you,
That's my
Poppy.
guy.
I'm on
All
to
right.
you.
Gator legend.
The
There we
old
go.
ball coach. Ball coach.
On beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is a master at faking human emotions. See? Oh no.
Okay, very good. Tell us what's on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued.
Sunday on Fox, Eagles and Saints.
Yes, Philadelphia got smoked last time they played the Saints, 48-7. And Michael Bennett, who's had a crazy good year, was asked about Nick Foles, the quarterback who wasn't in that game, saying that was the turning point. The Wentz game, losing 48-7 was the turning point. What does Michael Bennett think about that?
After that Saints game, that really kind of bottoming out, it kind of led to what you guys became and it brought you closer together. Do you agree with that? What did you see happen after that?
I'm never going to disagree with Nick Foles. Football gods will look down on me and shun me from success. So whatever Nick says is the truth, and I'm just going to live with that.
Okay, thanks for playing for the Eagles. Carson Wentz, Izzy, are you intrigued?
Whatever Nick says is the truth. Whatever Poppy says about Nick Foles is the truth. This is going to be the trade Carson Wentz game, right? If they win this game, it's official. Wentz is out the door.
You lose 48-7 with Wentz, and then you don't lose with Foles who won the Super Bowl. It's going to make it difficult.
Yeah.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know, I mean, the New Orleans Saints season is going to come to an end on Sunday.
Whoa!
It's going to be a blowout. Nick Foles is going to get even for the Eagles. I'm telling you.
It's official.
Mark my words. You know what I mean?
We do. We will. Because we have, and you always pick Nick Foles, and he always wins. So he's going to do it again.
That's my guy.
Not this week.
Tomorrow on ESPN Plus, Murray State and Southeast Missouri State.
All of you are saying, why would I be interested in this game? There's nobody on the court that I could possibly know. Let's see if you guys can spot the guy who is a little Russell Westbrook. See if you guys can spot which guy on the court among these 10 is the one who might be a top 5 pick. See if you can find Ja Morant. Found him. Yeah, that dude right there who did not get the charge. That's 6'8".
Beautiful pass.
And how about a face full of this? Izzy, are you intrigued?
I'm very much intrigued. I'm not going to watch this game probably, but I'm very much intrigued about next year's NBA draft. This guy's going to be amazing, and those 3 Duke players, it's going to be loaded.
Can I see that again? I just want to see that 6'8" guy fall down again. And how weak do you feel when you get a face full of that? And also not the call.
With a beautiful
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Murray State. Is there a state by the name of Murray? I never heard of it. You know, I mean,
There is. They didn't teach that in Cuba. Yeah, New Jersey, California,
Texas,
no Murray.
Oklahoma,
No Murray.
Ohio, but Murray. What
no
the hell
Murray.
that?
Where the
I
hell
never
is
heard of
Murray?
that. It just must be a real small state, no?
On a Nest camera in Bothell, Washington, a package delivery.
No, the Blink cameras support the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz on the radio, so I will not be interested in this particular Nest cam, but I am interested in showing you the Nest cam that reveals an incompetent package delivery. Hey, there it is. Yeah, there it is. The kind of customer care you can expect from the white van guy who is going to go against Amazon that way, right there. By the way, that's how newspapers used to be delivered. Izzy, are you intrigued?
Again, I ask, what am I answering yes or no to? Am I intrigued by a series of Nest camera videos? If you're going to show me more, then yes.
Yes, more like that. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, that is not the worst thing that could happen to a package.
Uh-oh. No, actual package. Here we go. There it is. Yes, glory
This could be an endless
a montage. Oh, this is great television. Oh, you're tickling me right now. Yes, water will help that.
What's the end game?
And then I think this takes a dark turn right there. There's the dark turn. It's funny right up until the guy gets stretchered off. And then it becomes funnier.
Tomorrow morning on NBC, The Today Show.
Poppy, a lot of people were heartbroken for the guy that you called Cody Porky, even though his name is Cody Parkey.
Yeah.
But he suffered in silence no more. The Today Show is the next stop for the failed kicker of the Bears.
No, as a kicker.
Chicago hates that dude. He's a peaceful person. He's a spiritual person. And, oh, by the way, an important thing that was mentioned there. The ball was tipped. That's not his fault, man. Izzy, are you intrigued?
I think I know what happened here. He got so much credit for speaking to the media after the game and standing up for himself that he decided to just speak to the media for the rest of the offseason. And by the time training camp comes, he'll be a team hero again.
No, he will not be. They will hate him so much because he cost them the last season. The guys who actually play football and then don't go on the Today Show when their season's ruined. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? The guy became a TV star now.
That's
he doesn't
right.
have to play football anymore. He got to do smack the rounds in every TV show,
Ryan
every TV
Seacrest,
show
the
that's
next
right.
Ryan
So, well,
Seacrest.
I'm Cody Porky. Yeah, okay. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. It was a tough shot, but I was ready for it. I practice all my life football. This is what I do. He can say the same thing over and over and over again. He's going to make a lot of money. I guarantee you. But next year he'll be a millionaire. He'll say, I don't have to play football anymore. Hey, yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to make more appearances on TV. Why not? I'm the guy that made it happen. You know what I mean? I'm the guy that got that kick. Hit the upright and then the crossbar. And I thought was going to go in, but it didn't go in. You know what I mean? I'm the guy. I'm the holder. He didn't do a good job either, but I'll take all the blame for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, my name is Cody Porky, a name that you'll never forget. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. Gracias. We'll see you el lunes. I got a couple of more thoughts to share about Cody Porky. The TV appearances for him to go into making a movie, writing a book, the story of his life, his family, how he came through the ranks, you know what I mean? All the struggles that he suffered. you know, and all the things that he had to face, and he thought that he was out of his misery, and all of a sudden he went back into the hole. So it's payback time for him, you know. He's telling you by failing you can make a lot of money. So it doesn't matter how many times you can fail. If you can capitalize on it, you know, you're